From domestic abuse to sex traffic. I was sex trafficked for 4 years. Prior to my sex trafficking, I was in a domestic violence relationship. My abusive boyfriend had cut off access to everything I owned and all my money. I had no family or friends to turn to. I was a stay-home, self-employed mom. My domestic violence man was involved in local politics and was well known in our large community. On reflection, I made an unwise decision because I was faced with life or death. I ran away from my home to stay with a girlfriend. With no choice, I decided to try commercial sex. I had been having sex since I was 10 years old and knew that my body could provide income. I was not street smart. I had been in the street life less than 2 weeks when I met someone I thought was my knight in shining armor. I was terrified my violent baby father would continue to come after me. The so-called shining armor turned out to be my trafficker, promised me he could keep me safe from my ex-boyfriend. He did not keep me safe, though. He would refer clients to me, and I would give him a portion of my earning in return. I thought it was a business relationship. I thought I had the upper hand. My goal was to get housing and figure out a way to get my child from my domestic violence abuser. Then the trafficker became controlling. At first, I received a cut of the money. After a few months, all the money I earned had to be handed over. I started being taken to other states against my will and became a high earner for my trafficker. The abuse I went through in those 4 years were worse than the abuse I had endured with my ex-boyfriend. It took me a while to understand the big picture. I did not know the definition of trafficking. I grew up with sexual abuse, and it continued throughout my adult life. I knew what I was experiencing was different from what I had gone through before. This was the first time in my life where I was labeled with a price and sold as goods to others. I have always dealt with shame over sexual abuse, but trafficking stripped me of my dignity. I got away the first time with the help of some acquaintances, but the trafficker found me and brought me back. They took me to multiple states where they would set up clients for me. My trafficker knew where my child was, and he threatened that if I ever go to the police, he would harm my child. I knew too much about his operations, and he knew my child's safety would keep me silent. I would have to sacrifice my freedom for my child's safety. My trafficker had photos of my child waiting for the school bus that he would show me. This was not a threat without merit. Coming out of trafficking does not have a guidebook. There is no easy path to follow. One day I made a dash for my life when the car that I was traveling with my trafficker met in an accident. I heard on the news he died on the spot. This was the best news of my life. I am in another state and trying to make connections with my ex-boyfriend to have my daughter and resume my life. Today I am single, happy, and free from my abusers. I am still haunted by my past. I am experiencing terrible nightmares and sometimes a little depression. Personally, I have learned how resilient a fighter and a true survivor of human trafficking and domestic abuse.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such content.